everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I am going to show you my emergency food pantry haul. We like to do videos like this maybe once a week just to stock up on different items. However, this week, we usually do this on a budget. I went to Whole Foods. I wanted to see if I could get some things on the cheap. Of course, Whole Foods is known on my channel as Whole Paycheck, so we tried our best to get some things on a budget. We spent a little over $25. In my opinion, we didn't get as much as your typical grocery stores, but that is okay. We still got some food to put in our prepper pantry just to keep us prepared. So this week I actually tried to focus on shelf-stable foods that were lighter in weight, and I was pleasantly surprised. I am a Prime member, so I did get my percentages off for Prime. I did want to leave that as a disclaimer. If ever I use a coupon or an app or anything that gets money off of my grocery bill, I always try and tell you because I know not everybody has access to those. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Tori. I am a wife, mother of two, and we like to make videos 3 to 4 times a week about budgeting and meals on the cheap. So if you like that, we would love it if you hit that subscribe button and became part of our family. I'm gonna get you turned around here and I will show you what I got at Whole Foods. All right, here is my small but mighty haul. I did want to say that we stock up generally for emergency purposes. We do want to kind of move into some long-term storage and become homesteaders, but I know there are all types of preppers and budgeters out there. This is just the way that we do it. Right now we're seeing a huge inflation in our area when it comes to the price of the food we typically get, and we are seeing food shortages. We have a pretty unique kitchen. I think some of you have caught on to that. So some of our staples just aren't there, and I don't know if they'll ever come back. So I'm working on trying to figure out ways to make things on our own, and I will touch on that in this haul here because there are a few items that I could make at home when I get the time. If you didn't know, I teach full-time, so in the summer is my time to shine in the kitchen. I feel like I'll have actual time to start cooking for the family a lot more. I really enjoy cooking. I love being in the kitchen. I really enjoy homemaking in general, so that should be an interesting turn of events here come end of May, but I did want to touch on that. It really doesn't matter what you're prepping for, just as long as you're preparing for your family. We've talked about this, but I often get comments saying like how this is crazy, but I mean, it's crazy not to. I think we've all agreed on that. If you do have a little extra money in your budget, just to grab some things on hand in case of emergency. It is coming up on tornado season here in Colorado, so our grab and go bags, our bug out bags are ready to go, and I do want to get some things in here like these soup mixes and seeds and nuts and things like that to just grab and go, some of the lighter items. So I do have a video on that. It's in the emergency preparedness playlist down in the description box, but let's get through this haul here. So when I was talking about lighter items, I meant the actual weight of things, not like a fat-free version or anything. So we have Alfredo sauce here. The Simply Organic is relatively inexpensive, around $1.69, and I am a Prime member, like I said, so I did get a percentage off, but you just mix this with water. Really great to have on hand. Of course, we have jarred Alfredo as well, but we really love this stuff too. Next up is going to be the Dr. Mcdougall's vegan soup mixes. If you follow the starch solution, and I know some of you do, he is phenomenal. He's just a great author. I believe he is considered a dietitian, but he does a lot on nutrition. He has several books. I encourage you to look into him, but he is pretty awesome. We have the vegan pad thai noodle soup. I love bulking these up with extra beans and things of that nature. The miso ramen is really tasty with some tofu and extra veggies in there. These are mainly used for soup bases. And then we do have the chicken flavored lower sodium plant-based noodle soup, and that's really tasty with chickpeas in it. There's also a spring onion soup mix, and I really enjoy making that into a French onion soup. So I just add some better than bouillon veggie just maybe a tablespoon of that, adding some more veggies. Of course, potatoes, I add them to everything. So I add that to that and make it into a French onion soup with some provolone, and it's very tasty. And then over here we have some vitamin B12. I need that with the diet that I follow, and this is $9.99 for 100 capsules. They're vegan, and you can be part of their vitamin club. So if you buy 10 of them, you get a free one. And I buy a lot of my vitamins here. I've talked about the supplements that I take, but I have zinc, D3, vitamin B2, like this one here. Generally, I have B12. Realizing I said B12, this is vitamin B2, but it depends on your regimen and what you are eating. I just really encourage you to look into supplements. Of course, I like to get all of my nutrients from foods that I have, but of course I can be lacking some every now and again. So I log everything into Chronometer, and that helps me. When I have time, it tends to get a little tedious when you use Chronometer. I have sunflower seeds, the kernels. They're roasted and salted and organic. They are relatively inexpensive. I like having these to put in trail mixes. I like to grind them down into a nut butter. Sometimes I put them on salads. The kids really love them on peanut butter and jellies, but we like to have sunflower kernels on hand, and we prefer the roasted and salted. But when it comes to our pumpkin seeds, we like them unroasted and unsalted. I have a lot in the fall after I harvest my pumpkins that we grow, but they're really great to have on hand for salads and things of that nature, but they're awesome just to snack on. So we're going to put a few of these in our bug out bag. And then we have some sun-dried tomatoes. This does not have a long shelf life, and this is one of those items that I just want to start canning and making on my own, freeze drying when I move into that realm of the kitchen. But sun-dried tomatoes add a lot of flavor. We make Marry Me chicken with that. I got that recipe from Beauty and the Beastons, Tiffany over there. I don't know if she invented the recipe, but she's pretty well known for it, and it's very delicious. And then I have onion and chive dip. I love mixing this with the Kite Hill, I think it's the Greek style yogurt, and I like dipping French fries in it. It's really tasty. And this is also really good to use as a marinade with olive oil and put it on pork for my husband, like pork chops and things like that. So we didn't need that many canned items just because I was focusing on more lighter things, but we are pretty stocked on our cans. I do like the refried pinto beans. I just wanted to pick up an extra, and I do love the baked beans, not the campfire baked beans, by the way, just these baked beans. They're very tasty. So next up is going to be this tomato paste. It's labeled vegan. It's just nice to have tomato paste on hand. This is in the tube. Of course, you could get a can of tomato paste as well, but I really love the flavor on this. I will say now, just because I touch on it on most videos, you need to prep what your family's actually going to eat. These are, unique items from what I've been told in the community that I have here on YouTube, but these are things that are actually going to be enjoyed, things that we can mix around with. I try to get ingredients that will stretch throughout each meal, that can go into different meals, but everybody in the family enjoys what we have in the prepper pantry. Of course, there are a few veggies here and there that the kids don't like, but we like to keep on hand what the family is actually going to eat. And then Sir Kensington's classic vegan mayo. Yes, I can make my own vegan mayo. This typically is $10.99. With my Prime, it was on sale for $5.73. Again, super expensive for mayo, but I love the taste of Sir Kensington's. I try and keep things to a budget, but I do feel with budgeting, you are allowed to splurge if you have the opportunity to. So this is my splurge. Some people get their nails done. Some people have a spa day. Some people, go on a hike and have a few beers after, but I enjoy food a lot, as you can tell, and this is what I splurged on this month. So I'm going to get this put away here, and I'm going to turn you around and talk to you a little bit about some budget-saving hacks that I have been writing down throughout the week, and let me know. Let me know if you want more of these. I'm going to try and go over the basics here if you're new to budgeting or saving money at the grocery store. All right, I did want to touch on a few things now that we have some new friends to the channel, and I know you've gotten here from the emergency stock up videos. There are plenty of resources out there to help you prep. But when I started doing this, I found that it was super expensive. We're living on a teacher's salary and a police officer's salary, so it just gets a little much, especially in Colorado. If you're familiar with Colorado, there are so many people that have moved here, and prices have skyrocketed, almost making it unlivable. It's very, very tricky to be out here on a budget, but I do want to start sharing some more of my tips. I have been reusing veggie scraps and making it into different vegetables. I use all of the scraps to make it into broths, or I just compost. I utilize coupons. I say that often. I currently don't use any cashback apps except for the cashback in the King Super app, and then I actually, my bank does a cashback option as well, just like small percentages that add up here and there. I have not really gotten into any of the cashback apps that would give you money to buy certain items at the grocery store. I've tried them in the past, and I've just found that they want you to get a specific brand, and we tend not to get name brand for things just because they are more expensive, and the cashback option really isn't like paying you the best. I think some of them are great, like Fetch does a really awesome Thanksgiving meal cashback option, and I've done that in the past, but typically when it comes to apps, I try and use the in-store apps and utilize the coupons. So I do say this one quite a bit, but the day old section, I go straight to it in any grocery store I can find. Most of them have something available on sale, or something that's about to expire, or maybe some bread that needed to be used yesterday or be sold yesterday. So that is another tip I have for you. Currently, I'm actually looking into this. I don't know if your town or city or wherever you live offers this, but I did see on the side of the road some farms are offering to take your recycling in exchange for the crop that they grew on their farm. So we're in rural northern Colorado, so we have the opportunity to do that. I'm actually going to try that on Saturday and see what happens. My town, I don't have recycling here, so generally I just take a bag to school with me, and I recycle there. So I know a lot of people have their opinions on recycling, and is it actually being taken by the country that we need it to, and what's actually happening with it. I don't know, but I do want to try and recycle when I can. I am developing a compost pile in the back here. It's not as large as I want it to be, and we haven't really used much of it for soil, but that kind of leads into my next idea. If you have the space and you're stress-free, why don't you try gardening? I swear by gardening. I am not an expert, but I wing it. But growing your own food to become more sustainable will save you money in the long term, and you will not have to rely on big box stores to provide you with food. I am a thriving plant-based eater. You can live off of vegetables and legumes and other items like that. I suggest looking into some local places that sell their meat. Normally they will sell portions of it, or they'll give you a deal on dairy or something like that. I am a firm believer in Azure Standard. I will leave their website linked down below, but there is a point of contact here in northern Colorado, and then you just go and pick up your food. I know some areas that point of contact actually delivers to your house, so definitely look into that. They have some phenomenal deals, I'd say, on some really good food. I have not explored Thrive Market yet. That will be in the future, hopefully, but those are just some of my ideas. If you like this kind of thing, me suggesting ways to stay on a budget and save money when you're living paycheck to paycheck, let me know. I've been doing it since, I've been on my own, and then I got my husband into it as well. We really, really try and save money here and there. I will kind of touch on this, but with the refrigerator, I know a lot of people were concerned it's broken. We found a store that has broken appliances essentially, and we have our eye on a refrigerator at $70 and it's missing handles. So I am going to attempt to, you can create a handle if you want, or you can just buy replacements on Amazon. So we're kind of savvy when it comes to most areas of our life, and I really love sharing these tips with you. So let me know if you liked this little conversation we just had, and let me know some of your budgeting hacks and ways to save money when you are living paycheck to paycheck down in the comments below. I know a lot of us read the comments, so it is helpful when we are making suggestions, as long as we're doing it in a kind way. Alrighty everyone, that is going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this haul, and I hope it inspired you to stock up for you and your family. I hope you got some great meal inspiration for the week to shop on the cheap and use items in your pantry. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.
Your heart is floating in the sky.